everyone. Welcome to Frontier CMO. This is a super exciting moment.
Woo, Josh!
Here with 500 of our friends. Robert, Josh, how are we doing?
Great.
Excellent.
Okay. So I was working out backstage. Between the three of us, we have nearly 50 years of work experience at Google. That's a long time. I think that makes us like old hands. And for me anyway.
Speak for yourself.
I've never been more excited about the possibilities. All the technology, all the AI, all the stuff we've seen at GML, at I/O, it's kind of incredibly inspiring. Josh, just tell everyone, what do you actually do? What are you doing all day long? What does it mean to be building the Gemini app?
Well, no day is the same. I would say it's some mix of trying to spend a percentage of my time really trying to think about and build things that we think are in the future. And we're always interested in things that are almost possible. Part of it, I spend a lot of time still with customers, developers, just people using our stuff. I'm always trying to find out what do they like, what do they not like, what might cause them to switch, what might cause them to churn. And then, of course, across Gemini, Labs, AI Studio, you can think of it as like a constellation of teams. The smaller, the better. A lot of our Labs projects are 5, 6, 7 people. You kind of align on a mission, and then you just let them cook. And we try to build to learn as fast as we can.
Robert, you run the Google Creative Lab. What does that mean for the audience here who don't know what the Creative Lab is?
Well, you know how like Google has the smartest scientists in the world trying to do amazing things? I like to think of Creative Lab as a place where I try to hire the best creatives and join the cause. Add the magic of human creativity to add a little bit of beauty, joy, meaning, humanity, and soul to the products that we ship.
This AI moment, for a lot of our customers, I speak to them, feels overwhelming. There is so much choice, there's so much to learn, it's just everything is changing. So I'm kind of interested in the AI routine that two of you have. How have you reinvented and keeping ahead of just everything? And what can we learn from that?
I do my best thinking often when I'm writing. And so every Monday, I've kind of made up this fake deadline for myself. I try to send out the most interesting things I'm seeing in AI to the team. And it's a very simple, 10 or so bullets of things that are just kind of on my mind. Something that's like, that's surprising, that catches your eye. And so that's one way I'm trying to just kind of put that together. And I don't outsource that to any agent or something. I actually do it manually. And I kind of think about the connections, that's kind of one of my weekly routines, I guess.
I really like the notion of taking the time for you to be inquisitive. And I think that's, as marketers and as leaders, we have to get our skin in the game. We can't just rely on other people to serve it up for us. We have to do that work ourselves. Robert, how are you staying ahead of this AI wave?
Just play around with it and lower the stakes. And that's something I try to do very much for myself and for the team, is to lower the stakes. Because it feels pretty intense right now, and the opportunity is insane, which is epic and awesome. There's also a lot of fear in the system. You just lower the fear, make them feel safe, but at the same time, challenge them not to play it safe. And that sounds like contradictory, the two things, make them feel safe and challenge them to not play it safe, but actually it's the same thing, because when people feel safe, creative people are some of the most insecure people on the planet, myself, they take bigger swings. And you want people to feel relaxed to take the big swings.
I think the really big unlock we've found is you get a small group of people together, you let them kind of dream big, and you kind of just let them kind of create and jam. And that's been kind of the recipe for some of the things that have come out of Labs. And it's weird because you can't microwave it or over-engineer it. It sort of organically just sort of happens when you get that chemistry and sort of that environment right.
As a creative, it's all about control. And you want the craft to control everything, every pixel. You want it exactly the way you want it. And AI is not great at that. But more frustrating than that is people's expectation of the AI. Press a button, come on, can you just press a button and the great things will happen? The tough thing is anyone who has that expectation got to kill that expectation. And if you ever use AI, you realize, oh shit, it's really, really hard to get it to do amazing things, especially in the craft high bar part. Not so much the scale and efficiency part, that part's really, really good at.
I would say too, what we're seeing together when we do a product like Google Flow is we're trying to bring both that control as well as the ability where you can explore. And I think that's actually one of the greatest maybe potential things I see right now.
The two of you worked on Flow together. And I think there is a larger leadership lesson here for all the marketers in the room. In this AI era, the people we work with inside our companies are changing. the CTO, the CIO, the technologists, and that's not always been the case for marketers. So I'd just love to hear from what have the two of you learned from each other as you helped co-create Flow?
I would say talk about the soul of a product. It came a lot from Creative Lab and thinking about how do we build a tool that respects the creative, that respects the process, the craft. This is not a hit a button, automate all of creativity. It is more, how do you bring that controllability, the ability to customize, the ability to get lots of different shots and inspiration. That was very much kind of like the heartbeat of what I learned from Robert and his team when we were working on it together. That was one. The second one is good products always make you feel something. I mean, the people using this product, we want them to be the professionals that are really going to push it.
The most inspiring thing about Josh when you work with him is eternal optimism and like kindness and generosity. And the other thing is just obsessiveness about the user. And in this case, lucky enough, we are the users, so we are the creative. So he's obsessing about, hey, what do you guys think? What do you guys want? What sucks? That obsession with making it great for the user.
But kind of the inspiration for this is that we think software of the future, not just creative software, but definitely creative software, is going to be molded and shaped by the people that use it. And in the past, when you created software, you, as the developer, had to come up with all the features, and it was one size fits all, and it was very actually limiting and constraining, especially for creative audiences. And so why I'm so excited about Flow Tools is one part is we kind of did it together because the teams now are in sync. But the other part is I think it's one of the first times our software that we write is actually kind of a thin layer, and you all are going to be able to kind of mold it and put in exactly what you want and the features.
That's the most exciting thing for creative people, I think, because before you had to learn the tool, now the tool learns you.
That point is so fundamental. And this is the transition from a marketing world where we just try and make the way we used to do marketing 10, 20, 30% cheaper or more efficient, to a world where you actually imagine what can I do with AI in a way that's never been done before, a whole reshift of how we work. It's super exciting.
When you look at Google products, Google Flow Music, this kind of Flow brand is the one that we're trying to put a lot of this stuff into for the professionals. Gemini will give you a great on-ramp. It's great for this quick brainstorming and kind of ideas like Robert said. And then if you want to go deeper and really try to make stuff that may end up someday online or on TV or whatnot, Flow is kind of the brand you want to go for. And maybe just a quick backstory on that, where that name came from is we wanted to create a tool that kept you in the creative flow. And so from the very beginning, when I talked about the soul of the product, that's kind of been the North Star.
I love that. Soul of the product has been a theme of this pod. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And it's been Frontier CMO.
Thank you.
Thank you.